Something bad is about to happen.
Everybody listen up! Hands up and get down on the floor! We don't need hostages.
Cops are outside. We're gonna need collateral.
Don't move! Put the car in gear and drive. Yeah, I'm doing it! How about now?
Okay, I'm doing it! Okay!
Well, I play a character called Winnie, which is a girl in her 20s. She is a main part in the main theme of the film. So the main theme of the film is that bad decisions have a way of coming back to haunt you. I don't want to spoil the film, so I'm not going to say more than that, but a lot of the events in this film, including all the bad things that happen to people, she has a huge involvement in it. And she's quite an interesting character to play because she's very layered, and I mean, throughout the film you don't really see her with many emotions or expressions that lead you to think that she has anything to do with the bad events happening. So it was a very interesting character to play. Yeah.
Has it been very different from your previous experience?
Yeah, usually for Thai TV series it's very different to this film. Just the theme, the acting, the character arc is very different to what is normally played locally. It's also very different to act in English. Usually I act in Thai, so it was a very different experience for me, yeah.
Is this the first horror production for you? Or?
Yeah, I've done like a horror TV series, but I've never done a horror film. And the thing that makes, usually, people feel nervous about acting in horror films because they feel like the film itself is more important than the character. People go watch a horror film to get scared rather than to experience the character itself or experience the storyline. However, this script is it seems like a horror, but it actually isn't. I mean, if you watch the trailer, you think it's pure horror, but there's much more to the script than that. As I said, there's a common theme that runs throughout the film. The script also won an award from Canada. And when I read the script, it was more of an independent, dark thriller rather than a horror. So, I mean, it has a lot of depth to it, and it's a very interesting script.
What challenges and joys did you encounter while doing this film?
The challenges is, I think the character itself, Winnie is a character that starts from the very beginning of the film to the very end. Her character is quite complex and deep, and she has a lot of depth to her. And the difficulties I found playing her was the ability to keep the layers from the audience, if that makes sense. So like, instead of revealing my true intentions from the very beginning of the film, I had to suppress that and hide that and not try to spoil the film for the audience. So that was quite difficult. But she's a fun character to play, and for any actress to play Winnie, it's a very, I'd say, enlightening and fulfilling experience. It's a good character to play.
Maybe you can share with us which scenes, maybe one scene
Sure.
in this movie has been your favorite.
Of course. So the final scene of the film, this is going to spoil it, but okay, most people will have seen it by now. But everyone in the film dies because of Winnie, pretty much. And the final scene is me running down the hallway, knowing that, the red-cloaked man is going to come get me because I'm the one who's caused all these deaths in the house. So I'm running down the hallway, and I hear the voices of all the people I killed behind the door, and I'm slamming the door, crying and screaming and begging for forgiveness. It's quite a long scene. When we shot it, we did about 10 to 12 takes, but every time was a different take with a different type of intensity. It's right before I get dragged by my feet down the hallway. So it's a very emotional, dark scene where I'm trying to confess to all my sins, but it's too late. So it was a very proud scene for me, and it was a very difficult scene to play, but I think it came out very well, so I can't wait to see it, actually.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, for sure. I would accept this film in a heartbeat. I really enjoyed filming it. It was a great experience. I love working with Fita Studios. It was really great, yeah.
How has playing this character influenced your life?
Well, actually, I'm quite a religious person, so I mean, learning from this film was, they said, bad decisions have a way of coming back to haunt you. It follows with karma. So if you have bad actions, you usually get bad consequences. And to be honest, the film is very creative with its script because essentially, who is the red-cloaked man? That could be your bad decisions in general. that they keep popping up, that you keep having to face the consequences. So how did this film change the way I think? It actually enlightened me in the sense that the person who wrote this really thought out the concept of karma and pinpointed it correctly, even though he wasn't Asian. So it's very interesting to read a foreigner write about something that's a very common theme in my culture. So it was, it's very enlightening and life-changing, really, to think about it in that way. Yeah.
How did you get involved?
How did I get involved? They sent me the script in, I think it was, we filmed it in May, so like March they sent me the script, and I read it right away, and I really liked it. I thought that, I didn't think it was a horror script.
There is no casting?
I had 2 auditions, and we also had a few conversations before we started, but he was like, I really want you in this project. Do you want to be a part of it? And I said, sure, So, yeah.
So are you still very busy doing a lot of projects here
Yeah.
as opposed to in the States?
Well, I fly to and from, so I do that 25-hour flight every 2 weeks. I'm actually flying, I flew in yesterday, and I'm flying out tonight. Don't ask. But I continuously still take Asian projects, but also I'm also working in the U.S. as well. So it's literally 50-50 at the moment, which I don't mind it. I like it, except for the the flight hours and stuff. Yeah, and the jet lag. But the rest is good.
In the States, maybe there's a project that you can share.
Currently, I mostly model, so it's mostly in New York and stuff. But at the moment, any films am I doing? I mean, I have 2 that I'm in discussion with, but they're both in Thailand. So hopefully I'd like to come back and do more work in Thailand as well.
What are we gonna do now, huh?
Please, just let us go.
No. Think you can pull a stunt like this and we're just gonna let you walk away free? Walk! That's where we're holed up for the night, yeah?
We need to find a way to get out. Now.
Hello?
But this took up, I think, the entire month of May, and I was flying for work a lot, so I couldn't accept any other project throughout this year.
Any big project for next year?
Next year, I have, I can't really say yet, but I have a few projects coming out, maybe in May and June. So we have to, here and abroad, so we have to wait and see.
Except for movies, maybe are you still taking a part in drama or something in Thailand?
I might have a TV series out the end of the year, but again, I can't reveal anything yet until I shoot it, so wait and see. But of course, still doing both, like by continent, so there and here, yeah.
Given a chance, where do you want to work?
Where would
I?
It's an interesting question. I mean, I love New York so much. Everyone likes LA, but I like New York and its character and just the way that the city is so charismatic. But do I find my life working in Asia easier? Much easier, because I'm already established, and I sit still and there's jobs, right? In America, I start from 0. So idealistically, I'd like to have the career I have here abroad, but let's just wait and see. So it's kind of a love-hate relationship. I like it there, but I also like it here. That's why I'm doing this whole
So in the States, are you based in New York or LA?
I'm based in New York, yeah.
Just curious to know what would you be wearing tonight for the gala?
Oh, I'm wearing a Saint Laurent dress. So it's actually a short dress. Yeah. Huh?
Is it going to be in red?
No, it's going to be black, actually, because I wore a lot of red for the film, actually. I always wear red for them, so I was like, I'm going to wear black today. Yeah. When does it go into theaters in Malaysia?
January.
Is it in English or is it in... Oh, nice. Okay, cool. I'm excited.
Working experience with Ryan.
Oh, Ryan's really nice. Madison is great. Golf is hilarious. It's a good team. They're really nice people to work with, and they're very easygoing, and they made the whole experience very easy. And it was quite a tough schedule because everyone flew in for it. And everyone's schedule was different. And Golf was starting a new series right after. I had to fly back to America, and so did Ryan and Madison. So when we were in Thailand, it was just very intense shoot days. And obviously, it's not like a comedy, so people were dying left, right, and center and crying and shouting. It was kind of intense. So we were lucky that we got along with each other very well. So that's great, yeah. Yeah.
Is there any rules that you do not play?
For me, it's like, I mean, I like independent films. So, and also like, and everyone knows me, I love Woody Allen films. So like my dream is to work with a director like Woody Allen. But my dream, my happiness would to do independent films, indie films. More than blockbusters, hands down. I think like a creative script with a very like creative cast and that does something different. So like Cannes films and stuff is something that I want to do. Yeah.
Other than acting, I mean modeling, do you do anything else? I mean,
I work for the UN Refugee Agency. I got appointed their Goodwill Ambassador this year. So the first one for Southeast Asia, actually. I've been volunteering with them for 3 years now. This would be my 4th year. So I visit camps, refugee camps all over the world to raise awareness and funds for them. I went to the Syrian border this year. Yeah. So by the border, so it's through Jordan. And I'm going to Africa in January to go raise awareness on South Sudan refugees in Ethiopia. So I work with them quite closely, yeah.
And I see this few numbers of brands that you're carrying as an ambassador.
Yeah, I currently work with I I want to say 12 brands, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
That's international.
There's some international, some locally. I work with Swarovski, Under Armour, Miss Teen's local cosmetic brand Tresemme, so it's a few, yeah. Guess, clothing, yeah.
I have a question back to the movie, right? Sorry, I've watched it.
Yeah.
So, you were playing 2 different roles. At
Yeah.
the beginning, you were like innocent, humble, and then suddenly at the end part, it saw the evil part.
Bad, yeah.
Bad and everything. So how was it for you to act?
In both.
Carrying both different characters?
That's why I said it was so hard when we played when she was good, because you can't reveal it, but you can't seem boring either, because if you just made her completely good, there's no layer to the character. So as I said, Winnie's a character that anyone would want to play because she has so many dynamics and layers, and it was a lot of fun to play her bad, actually. I enjoyed that very much. Yes, when I was stabbing Golf and he died, it felt great. He was like, honestly, he was like, this seems too natural for you. You need to get it together. Like, is there anything going on at home that we don't know about? I was like, no, I'm happy, I'm fine. But it was a good release to play her bad. I don't know, like, I mean, not every day do you walk around killing people. It's kind of great, I don't know. It's like a bit of a release, It's like, yeah. It was fun. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to play her, actually. Hi, it's Priya Suandokemai. I play Winnie in the film REALMS, which is soon going to theaters in Malaysia. So I want everyone to catch the film because I promise you, we're not only going to give you a scare.
What are you talking about?
There's somebody out there.
No one is out there. You're just seeing things. This wasn't part of the plan.
Oh yeah? What was the plan? What is this place?
What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Do you see this? All of this is your fault.
There's nothing happening here.
Sure as hell not waiting here to die.
There's something evil in this house.
Let us out!